In a faraway land where time seemed to flow more gently and the days unfolded like a gentle breeze, there was a village called Tranquil Haven. This village was nestled in a valley that was cradled by towering mountains, their peaks touching the sky as if in an eternal embrace. The mountains, though majestic and grand, exuded a warmth that made the villagers feel protected, as if they were living in the embrace of a wise and caring guardian. Tranquil Haven was a place where worries were as rare as the sight of a storm cloud in the sky. The villagers lived in harmony with the land, and the land, in turn, offered them its bounty with a generosity that knew no bounds. The fields surrounding the village were lush and green, filled with crops that grew tall and strong. The wheat fields, in particular, were a sight to behold, golden waves that shimmered under the sun, swaying gently in the breeze, as if dancing to a song only they could hear. The village itself was a vision of beauty and serenity. The houses, made of stone and wood, were adorned with flowers that cascaded down from window boxes and trailed along the walls. Roses, daisies, marigolds, and honeysuckles grew in abundance, filling the air with a fragrance so sweet that it seemed to soothe the soul with every breath. Each garden was a carefully tended masterpiece, bursting with color and life, reflecting the love and care of the villagers who tended them. Every morning, the village would wake to the sound of birdsong. The birds in Tranquil Haven were no ordinary birds. Their songs were like melodies from a dream, light and ethereal, filling the air with a sense of peace that lingered throughout the day. As the sun rose, casting its golden rays over the village, the villagers would begin their day with smiles on their faces and joy in their hearts. Life in Tranquil Haven was a simple one, yet it was rich with the kind of contentment that comes from living in harmony with nature and with one another. The villagers had no need for alarms or schedules. Time in Tranquil Haven was marked by the rhythm of the earth itself. They knew when to sow the seeds, when to harvest the crops, and when to gather together to celebrate the bounty of their land. There was a deep understanding among them that life was not a race to be won, but a journey to be savored, one step at a time. In the afternoons, when the sun was at its highest and the world seemed to pause in a moment of perfect stillness, the villagers would gather by the river that flowed through the heart of the valley. The river, clear and cool, sparkled under the sunlight, its waters murmuring softly as they flowed over smooth stones. The banks of the river were lined with willows, their long, graceful branches dipping into the water as if caressing its surface. Here, in the shade of the trees, the villagers would rest, enjoying the coolness of the water and the gentle rustling of the leaves overhead. Children would play by the river's edge, their laughter mingling with the sound of the flowing water, while the adults would sit in quiet conversation, their voices low and filled with contentment. There was no need for loudness or haste in Tranquil Haven. Everything was done with a sense of ease, as if the very air they breathed carried with it a sense of calm that could not be disturbed. As evening approached, the sky would take on hues of pink, orange, and gold, painting the horizon in colors so vivid and warm that it felt like the world was being wrapped in a comforting embrace. The villagers would gather in the central square, a place where the heart of the community beat strongest. Here, under the soft glow of lanterns and the first stars of the night, they would share meals prepared with love, using the freshest ingredients from their gardens and fields. The scent of freshly baked bread, roasted vegetables, and sweet fruits filled the air, mingling with the ever-present fragrance of flowers. The meals were simple, yet they were a feast for both the body and the soul, nourishing the villagers in ways that went beyond mere sustenance. There was a deep sense of gratitude in every bite, a recognition of the abundance that life in Tranquil Haven provided. After the meal, the villagers would often stay in the square, sharing stories, singing songs, and simply enjoying one another's company. The village elder, a wise and gentle woman with eyes that sparkled with the light of 1,000 stars, would often tell stories of the land, of the mountains and the river, of the flowers and the trees. Her voice, soft and melodic, would weave tales that transported the listeners to a world where everything was connected, where every flower, every bird, and every stone had a story to tell. The nights in Tranquil Haven were a time of quiet reflection. The sky, clear and vast, was filled with stars that twinkled like diamonds scattered across a velvet cloth. The moon, bright and full, cast a gentle light over the village, bathing it in a soft, silver glow. The air was cool and refreshing, carrying with it the scent of night-blooming jasmine and the distant call of an owl. The villagers would retire to their homes, their hearts full of peace, knowing that the next day would be just as beautiful as the one that had passed. There was no fear of the future in Tranquil Haven, no anxieties about what tomorrow might bring. Life was a series of perfect moments, each one flowing into the next like the waters of the river that nourished their land. In Tranquil Haven, time seemed to stand still, yet it moved in a way that was perfectly attuned to the needs of its people. The seasons changed, the flowers bloomed, and the river continued to flow, but the essence of the village remained constant, a place of beauty, peace, and profound contentment. And so the villagers lived their lives in harmony with the world around them. Each day a new opportunity to experience the joy of simply being. In Tranquil Haven, there were no worries, no troubles, only the gentle rhythm of life unfolding in all its natural beauty, like a never-ending song of peace and tranquility.